Good morning. Good morning. Good day to you wherever you are. I'm John Halcyon. Welcome to our Love Ambassador Meetup. It's part of Hug Nation. Welcome. We are on YouTube and Facebook. If you are not a subscriber to the YouTube channel Hug Nation, well, oh boy, get on board. You're part of Hug Nation. Get on board. That's not the bumper sticker yet. We are doing this on the daily, given a moment or two for people to gather as they get notifications. Hopefully you're getting a notification so that we can become, we can gather, share some gratitude, hear what's good in the world from one another, be reminded of all that is good, practice focusing on and remembering all that is worth celebrating, because if you don't practice, your mind has no trouble finding stuff to complain about. In fact, let me show you this rash. Nah, never mind. Good morning, Gearbot. Happy Friday to you. Great to see you. Gearbot says, YouTube notifications for the win. Yes. And good morning, Razorblade. Well, today's song is a little different. I want to give some shout outs because Razorblade and Gearbot are here and they all make me never pout because they're the first ones here. They make me know that we are live. Sometimes people think I'm joking, but no, this ain't no jive. It's a love morning. It's a love morning. It's a love morning. Good morning. You know what? Can I be? I think I've shared this in the past. These glasses have no lenses in them. But I am used to the way I look in glasses. I like the way I look in glasses. I think as my eyes age, I like the way the glasses kind of take attention away from my aging. Little shameful to be vain, but oh well. Good morning, Michael. Michael is grateful to be getting a new computer today. Woo-hoo-hoo. I've been watching the show Newsroom, which is was it Alan Sorkin? Is that his name? A really awesome show by the guy who did The West Wing. And an episode we watched last night, what did they call it? He had to get a computer that had never been attached to the internet to do some decryption thing, which just means like any brand new computer, right? Well, congratulations on your new computer, Michael. Oh, if you are here and you have something that would like to share with us, or even if you don't want to share it with us, I'm asking you, please share it with us. What's something you're grateful for? I'm grateful for access to the ocean. I did not jump in this morning, but I am committed to jumping in the water today. I am grateful for a bunch of progress in writing. I've got this outline of a nonfiction book about the lessons of Hug Nation, or the belief buffet concepts that have helped me enjoy life more. And since 2013, I've been kind of dabbling with it, and I'm really trying to move forward with that. So I spent a lot of time yesterday working on that, and that feels really good. Mark W., good morning, says, vanity is healthy. I'd be grateful for more. I'm too much of a slob. What an interesting idea and thought, because I was actually thinking about this yesterday in that, so I'm going to tweak what you said a little bit, because like vanity, as you were saying, like can be a motivator, to be less slovenly. And so sometimes like the fear of looking bad gets us to work out, or the fear of or the discomfort around maybe not being successful pushes us to be successful. And that's we sometimes have this belief that if we don't beat ourselves up, we won't work hard. And so it becomes very difficult to let go of the thoughts that beat ourselves up. Because deep down, we don't want to forgive ourselves. We want to be motivated. We think that if we forgive ourselves and are nice to ourselves and we stop beating ourselves up, then we will be worse. We won't eat well. We won't be productive or whatever. So we keep the criticism going because we think we need it. And I'm just trying to get my head around and try to believe the fact that we don't really, that it actually isn't that motivating. I mean, it can be, there are elements of it, but it doesn't have to be a part of it. You can find the motivation. And in fact, what I have to believe is that if you can let go of the beating yourself up from that self-loving place, there's a different kind of motivation to take care of yourself, to do whatever the actions are that you subconsciously believe you need to be hitting yourselves and beating yourself up to do. There was a great TikTok, or I say TikTok, but a short video that I saw on Facebook by Jason Pargin, the author I've been talking about lately, who wrote I'm starting to worry about this black box of doom. And he was talking about how when you see someone like a bodybuilder, or you see someone who's super successful, they are you can be pretty confident that that person has a voice or something inside them that is like attacking them and go, no, you're not doing enough. And that fear and that stress and panic of, if I'm not the best, if I'm not in perfect shape. And so they push themselves so that they don't feel the strength of that and the pain of that inner criticism. And so when you see that person, you got to know there's a torment behind it. And his thing is like you see someone and you go, I wish I had that. But the thing is, you don't get the results. You don't get to go, look at me, I'm a bodybuilder. You don't get to have the results unless you also have the eternal feeling of not enoughness that drives that. Interesting, huh? Well, I think, yeah. Hello, everyone who's popped in. Razorblade says, I am grateful to be catching up with my aunt today for lunch. Enjoy. I had dinner last night with my parents and Lisa before we went to a play, and I've got something I have to tell you about the play and what I learned from it. Good morning, Esta! And since I'm seeing you, Esta, I'm always reminded of the times we shared in the early days of First Saturdays. Tomorrow is First Saturdays, so if you're in San Diego and you would like to join me, we will be downtown in helper mode. And I know that right now, if I look through my Facebook feed, there's so many people and friends of friends that are dealing with aftermath of Helen, and it's so hard to know what to do. I've been looking at the Burners.Borders. They have a cool list of groups that are doing things. I've donated to some groups, some people I know that are on the ground. But one thing that you can do is know that there's always help needed everywhere. And so wherever your local community is, you can be a helper there. And just know that even though you can't physically help someone in North Carolina, you can help people. And we can all be part of the gifting to one another and the relieving suffering in the world. So if you want to join me tomorrow, Saturday, First Saturdays, we'll be there. Gerbot is grateful for his mental health. just read an interesting article this morning about how, speaking of mental health, that it was looking at how psychedelics, for most people, give them the experience of feeling connected to the world and like we are God. We are all part of this divinity. But some people, if you have like a narcissist wiring, then that feeling of we are God can not be connected to all, and it gets to be like I'm a savior. And so you have people like Elon Musk. When he takes psychedelics, he becomes more Elon Musk. He doesn't become more humble and connected to the one, which is a huge issue because you would think you want all the people in power take psychedelics and that will heal you. I've seen these incredible. There's a great. Wish I had a link to it. Someone did an AI video of Donald Trump doing ayahuasca and then how he changes his life after it, and he becomes the best shaman. It's pretty good, but we think, man, if we could just dose everyone. And this article is saying it's going to amplify the disorder in some of these people of feeling they are above and they have a mission and they are here to save us and stuff like that. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle is grateful to be older, wiser, and slower, to reply thoughtfully to triggering communications. Ooh, I love that gratitude. And that actually is the slower pace is what I want to talk to in a moment about the play I saw last night. Good morning, Michelle. Second Michelle. Michelle Lesha. Michelle is grateful for modern medicine. My family is once again accessing it. My son Ted is now healthy, and I'm a patient, but they are helping me. I'm grateful for all the medical professionals who haven't left since COVID. Hooray for modern medicine. Yes. And the dedicated human beings who are in the field of medicine. Great morning to you, Juan. Let it go, let it go. I was singing that to Asher, and I'm like, is it Let It Snow or Let It Go? And he had to correct me, although he's never seen the movie. He's heard the song because he's a kid. I love you, Mingle. Good morning. You're about saying, I'm guilty of beating myself up, and it is not that useful or healthy. I agree. And I just was recently talking with Lisa about this, and I know that. But it is a process of letting go. Because I don't know if you have that, but there's a feeling, like there's something deep down that says, if you stop badgering yourself, you'll never do it. This actually applies in relationships too. It's an easy trap when you're in a relationship with a roommate or a romantic partner, and you feel like there's something they're doing that you wish that they would do better. Do the dishes, something. And so you're so in the mode of like, I want them to be better, that you don't let yourself give them compliments or encouragement because you don't want to let go of the fact that you need them to be different. You need something more. And what happens is doesn't work. Like we think that if we say, thank you for this, you're just so good at this, thank you for this, that then the pressure to do the dishes will go down because, I'm doing so great. But the opposite is true. As they feel approval, as they feel loved, their desire to do the things that are helpful to you increases. And I think that that's we got to do it with ourselves as well. Food for thought. Mark says, interesting. Grateful for what I just shared. Thanks. I think it was Gerbot saying, as Mr. Rogers always said, look for the helpers. So true. And I think we are starting to see stories around the hurricane of these like super heartwarming stories, and it's a great idea to, as Mr. Rogers said, hold that. You know, as you become overwhelmed with suffering and injustice and people's struggles, how unfair, also remembering, look how amazing people can be. It's really special. Or as Gerbot says, or be the helpers. Yes. Hello, Vesper. Good morning, Carla. Carla says, good morning. Super duper grateful I got to make a video for Chelsea's Instagram. That's hilarious. It involved inflatable costumes and dog strollers. Nice. I will check it out later. Hello, Chablo J. Thank you. This is the Pacific Ocean. We're in Solana Beach, California right now. Juan is grateful for being able to help my sister. She is a very special person. My father told me to help her in her life before he passed away years ago. How nice to, I guess I'm assuming it's nice to have kind of like been bestowed upon that responsibility. It could be a burden, I suppose. But like I know my grandpa never like bestowed upon me, says like, pass on, Hug Nation, you must continue this. But I do feel I'm really grateful for a sense of that purpose. You know, that a way of being of service that feels like had been, you know, bestowed upon me. Agreed. Carla's also, the sunrise is on point with the colors in the clouds. So grateful for a beautiful view to start my day. Yeah. Vesper is grateful to attend a friend's wedding last night. Always an honor to witness a commitment to love. I love weddings. I love the vows. I pretty much cry every time I'm listening to people's vows. Mango says, ooh, I like what Michelle said about not getting caught up in triggering communication. I could have so easily got caught up in that at work yesterday when someone said something completely inappropriate and sexist. I didn't get off the rails. Instead, I called him out and we stayed in communication about it and beautifully worked through it. Bravo. I'm really trying to increase my ability to call things out. You know, not to start conflict, but not to be afraid of conflict. I know old me, conflict resolution meant soothing situations, but I think conflict resolution means attending to situations, even if that means that there is momentary upset, because otherwise resentment goes under the surface indefinitely, potentially. Carla is grateful my family's house was spared by an oak tree that nearly missed their house. Woo! And they got their power back on. Glad they're safe. Me too. Alicia, asking about my grandfather. Oops, what's going on here? And Hug Nation? I can't tell if you're joking or not. You're watching this through YouTube, so I know that you're on the Hug Nation YouTube channel. And okay, I think you know who Grandpa is. If not, say no, really, I don't know who Grandpa is, and I will catch us up to speed. Okay, I think I got through. Not through. I've read the people who've commented, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this play I went to last night. So, I'm not remembering the name of it, but it's at the La Jolla Playhouse right now. It's a 3-person play, 95 minutes, no intermissions, 3 performers, 1 musician does all the music with all the different instruments this is going. It's about a man who has an imaginary friend. And I'll just say it was so well done, and the acting was incredible. And one of the actors was a guy I recognized. He does like voice acting from the Vesper Brothers. Is that what it's called? So the cartoon acting. Anyways, off track. So, but the thing that has really been affecting me is just the difference between theater and digital media and the pacing. Like, I don't know if you've watched an old movie lately, but the pacing of old movies is way slower than new movies. It's like the movies have to catch up to how desperate we are for entertainment. In fact, if you watch movies, if you watch anything on, Netflix now, you can speed up the speed. Like, I get that when you're listening to a book on tape, you can hear the words faster, or an audiobook or a podcast, hearing the words faster. But a movie that the whole art form is this visual artistry, to watch it faster because we want, give it to me now, 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 now. And so what in this play, there were moments when the main character was on stage talking, for long monologues, and then he would be mid-thought and pause for 10 seconds. Think about that. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. That's a long time for a pause. But it didn't feel like a long time because there was this alive person, and they were in the middle of this thought process, and we were with them, and there was like this tension in the air that would be, I think, impossible to experience if it wasn't live. In a movie, you could put like dramatic music and change the shot, the close up on the face and slowly zooming in or something like that. But just to be witnessing a human being in silence, knowing what they're thinking about, knowing the torment in their head that we are kind of like, and it made me really think about how different that is than the media that I am consuming and inundated with on a daily basis. This short form video that is just everywhere because it's so addictive. It's like, there's no pauses. In fact, if you're a content creator, you're probably editing your audio to take the gaps out between your words even. That pause that I just did right there would lose me viewers if I included it into a reel. And so I was thinking about that and how, like, I've tried to take old content and make it into what would work on Reels or TikTok, and there's tools that the new editors all have, like AI tools that will take the gaps out between your words, and the podcast editors, so if I did look for a word, or I was thinking what possibly could be important enough to require a pause like that, these tools would take it out. So it would say, what could possibly be important enough to have a pause like that, right? And the information is transmitted way faster, but it doesn't have the same energy. Lisa, my partner, often remarks that she really likes how I pause when we're talking because she knows that I am thinking enough so I can respond from a place of truth. Like this, what is the true answer to whatever we're talking about? What is accurate for me now? Instead of just regurgitating or some script or saying the thing that just, and she, my eyes will often like go off and then I'll keep going. That doesn't work in video. I also got some feedback the talk I did during the Pink Ride, or before the Pink Ride. And I used to speak a lot live, and now I've just been doing it maybe once a year at Burning Man, one talk. And in that talk, I pause and I let myself listen to what needs to be said or what wants to come through. And I got some feedback that from people in the audience who were like, I loved that you just let yourself sit in the silence until the right thing came out. And I think that's only really possible live. And what I'm unsure on, I think this counts as live. You can tell me, but like I think that if you're watching this recording, I would love your feedback. I would guess that this moment that's happening right now, recording, would probably may be less, the value of it is less because of the pauses than live. But live, because we are sharing this moment of energy, because we are sharing in this, in that time that something is digging through and finding what's supposed to come out next, we're all part of that. That the tension of it, the expectation of it, the uncertainty of it, there's almost like we're riding a wave and we're not sure what's next. We're all coming, and so it's okay. And so I'm starting to feel like, okay, I think I would like to speak live more. I would like to have the benefit of shared pauses. And I'll still play with the short form media, but rather than change direction, I will maybe return to some energy in the direction that I think is more in line with my wiring and my passions, and dabble in the new media stuff. And I've said similar things in the past, but it really, at the play last night, I felt a real appreciation for the intimacy of live experiences and the treasure and the value of those moments spent in silence when we're on a journey together. So I'd love your thoughts or feedback or suggestions if you got them. Oh, how exciting! At least I can tell you about my grandfather. Give me one sec. Yatunda says, I love your stream. Oh, I would love to play with you sometime. Oh, right on. Well, how exciting. I'm actually flattered that, oh, I see. I'm in Twitch right now. I put it on to, oh, maybe this is how this, oh no, that's not how, that's a spam, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Carlos says active listening is an art form for sure. Mark says, yes, this counts as live. Awesome. I think so too. Corinne, hello. Says, I'm grateful for your messages. Thank you. Anyone else want to share something that you're grateful for? Something that you've got coming today? I'm so grateful that I got to go to the play last night with my parents and Lisa. And grateful that I have the opportunity to be so close to the ocean right now and have a chance to jump in the water later. Grateful for all the ways my body is functioning well and all the ways that I am healing. Grateful for all the organisms in my gut that are helping me stay alive. Grateful for all the trees that are helping produce oxygen for me to breathe. Grateful for the endocrine system and my bile duct and all the parts inside me that I don't think about one bit ever, and yet continually work perfectly. George, hello. George says, I'm grateful for my 87-year-old mother who still drives. Awesome. Natasha, good morning. Good morning from the balloon-laden skies of Albuquerque. I'm grateful for this sky candy and to have a home with a view of all this wonder and whimsy. Nice. Gerbot is grateful for all these daily meditations on life. Grateful to be in those meditations with you, Gerbot. Corrine is grateful that Mom's here. Alicia is hosting a burner reunion in Philadelphia today. How sweet! I'm grateful for our community, music, food, fire jam, and burner vibes. Oh man, have a blast. I will share just a little bit about, so Grandpa Caleb and I, he was my actual grandfather, also called Reverend Caleb Sheichels, from 2003 to 2007, basically. He was my co-host of a weekly Hug Nation broadcast, which was sharing about gratitude and then a hug, like we will do in a few moments here as we close this broadcast. Amazing man, a practitioner of gratitude at a level that I've never experienced before or since. And so much of my purpose in the world has been inspired by spreading his messages, spreading his energy, continuing with the momentum of his life of one of love and service. He was also a big supporter of Burning Man. He was the first one who ever called Burning Man my congregation and helped me to kind of change my mind around this community being my spiritual community as well. Carla says, I'm grateful I'm escorting my friend to her podiatrist appointment. Glad she's healing and alive. She has a nasty infection that antibiotics are doing their job. Glad I was a key part in saving her life on the day the temple burned. Oh my goodness. Chris says, this is live to me. I'm overly grateful for so much when I look around the world and see devastation. I feel fortunate that my situation is virtually perfect. My mantra this whole week has been, I love my problems. I love my problems. That's a good place to be. Mark says, I'm grateful for all your considered pauses, just as Lisa told you. Tuning in live and watching you digest what everyone says in real time is extremely nourishing, for me at least. The immediacy is restorative and consciousness expanding. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone who is here sharing this, sharing your gratitude, sharing your thoughts, opening your heart, recognizing that we are all love ambassadors and we have the opportunity to spend some of our energy today in patience and listening and compassion and forgiveness, kindness to ourselves and to those that we cross paths with. So with that, wherever you are, give yourself a big old squeeze. Feel in this embrace, all of us who are here in this live moment, all of us who've might listen to this recording, all of those that have ever been in the space of Hug Nation, including beautiful Grandpa Caleb, and feel a amplification of our gratitudes and a recognition of our shared humanity as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for this Hug Nation Love Morning. I love you. And if you want a beautiful taste of Grandpa, I urge you to go to YouTube. There's a whole playlist of Grandpa Caleb videos. Or if you search Hug Nation TEDx, I do a TEDx talk about Burning Man and Grandpa. It's called Grandpa Gifting and Gratitude, I think. But you can look up Hug Nation TEDx on YouTube. Thank you, Razorblade, and Gerbot, and Carla, and Leisha, and Mark, and Chris, and Corinne, and Natasha, and George, and anyone else who might still be here. Thank you. And Mingle. Thanks for helping me get this day going with a whole lot of heart. We're here every day at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And if you want a Zoom face-to-face at noon, we do a gratitude circle. Link to that is on lifestudent.com with all my links. Lifestudent.com for everything. And we do gratitude every day at noon Pacific, which is in 2.5 hours. Natasha's wearing a Hug Nation shirt today. Awesome. Oh, if you want Hug Nation gear, you can go to lovemorefearless.com. Again, that link is on Life Student. Just go to Life Student. It has all the links to all the things, including to this.